I guess one place I wanted to go with regard to this research is it's an opportunity for us once again to talk about the risk of hypernovelty, right? And also to talk about the value of the precautionary principle when we modify our ancestral conditions. So I was asked at a conference last summer, I don't think I told you about this interaction, by this rich young woman who was rather self-satisfied in the way that rich people sometimes are, what value spending time in nature could possibly have. She had heard me talking about it, and she was affronted by the very thought that spending time in nature would have value. And she said to me, I don't know if this is a direct quote, but something like, "Why aren't the things we learn on screens a complete replacement?" I made the mistake of generating a list for her on the spot. And I said things like, well, we know that stress hormones are lowered when we're in nature, and that physical movement that's required at least to get to nature, and often when you're in nature, is well understood to be healthy across a number of anatomical and physiological systems, and the value of facing an environment that is not human-made, and so can throw you curveballs. That you have no way of either fully predicting or of negotiating with is huge. That is to say, and this is a point that we make in the book that we're writing and have made many times before, but there's no arguing your way out of a storm front or a river that has risen 3 feet since the last time you crossed it, or the setting sun. You can't watch light levels descend and make a social negotiation with the descending light levels unless you're inside, right? Unless you're inside. But the physical world is this non-arbitrary arbitrator of, do you actually have a model of your universe that makes some sense? And so I said all of that to her, and she was mostly not convinced because she was not prepared to be convinced. But I actually realized right in the aftermath, and again thinking about this research, that the better answer is this. The better answer is we don't know all of the benefits of spending time outdoors. We have some of them, and here's this list, right? And there are many more that we do know. But we do know that we have done so for almost all of our existence, and that as we've been spending less time outdoors, our health has begun to fail us. And that suggests that there is value there, even if we cannot yet point to what all of the value is or what the benefits are. I'm grateful that there are people who are discerning what some of those benefits are, and that we have discerned some of them and are talking about them. But I'm also certain that there are more. And it's not incumbent on me, defending the ancestral condition, to come up with the benefits of it, to defend it. It's incumbent upon the new thing to defend why it can't possibly be getting in the way. So this is Chesterton's fence also, right? When you come upon a fence and it's in your way, if you want to destroy it, Chesterton would say, you have to tell me what the fence is there for. And if you cannot tell me what it's there for, I don't want you getting rid of it, because you clearly don't know its value. If you could tell me what it's there for, I could then make an argument for its removal. Maybe we can talk about removing it. But until and unless you can accurately and completely describe what the thing is, do not get rid of it. And we, in our last Super Chat Q&A, we fielded a question about the appendix, and it's the same thing. Don't get rid of the appendix until you have a really good sense of what it's there for. And we actually now, after 100 years of people getting rid of their appendices, I don't know if that's how you pluralize the organ or not.
I certainly do, whether it's accurate or not.
Right. Are now coming to an understanding of what it's there for. The default assumption should be that it is not actually healthful to do the thing that, since we've started doing it, has been associated with decreasing health, right? I guess one more thing on this, if you want to jump, unless you want to jump in right here.
Well, I just want to say, the problem is we are too in love with our analytical abilities, which indeed do make us special as creatures.
Sure do.
But there is a sense in which you have an intuition that being outside is healthy. Virtually everyone has this intuition.
That's right.
And it is likely to be based on something significant. I mean, I would point to one example, that if you are, kitty cat, if you are backpacking and you are suddenly exposed to a normal light regime, you are liable to find yourself not so eager to stay up into the wee hours and not so eager to stay in bed after the sun has come up. But it just simply reinforces a normal relationship to day and night. And this sets in so quickly that a discovery that, we have all of these, I particularly am very interested in tracing down all of the little things that you can discover in your life that actually do you harm, hence the discovery that I'm massively allergic to wheat, which is really hard to detect because it's in everything.
Right.
But the idea that blue lights cause it to be very difficult to go back to sleep, and yellow lights don't. These sorts of things are patterns you can detect in your own life. And we all have sleep issues because we are constantly flooded by all kinds of arbitrary nonsense. And the fact that all you have to do, even if you can't specify what it is that you've eliminated, is go into an environment where, there are very few novel influences, and you're restored to just a slate of ancestrally representative ones, and it fixes your problem.
Most viewers will have heard of the fad, but the legitimate at its base fad for elimination diets, right? That you take out all the things that you think might be causing you whatever problems that you're having, and you reintroduce them slowly one by one. Well, backpacking is maybe a kind of environmental elimination diet.
No, it's an illumination diet where you change the wavelengths that you are encountering, and
it's an environmental elimination diet that actually takes out all of the novel things of modern life, with the exception of what you have brought with you, and you can see if you get healthy. I mean, the pun is cute, but it actually really diminishes the point.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
As puns do often diminish the point.
That hurts.
No, but I think this is important. I was reframing what I heard you say, that this is a kind of environmental elimination diet that has great value, and that's a kind of hybrid answer between the listing that I gave this woman of what the benefits are of being in nature, and what I thought later the more apt answer was, you just don't know. And because the change has been correlated with a decrease in health, you should assume that it's better. But this allows you to actually find out which of the things that you're doing might be unhealthy, or just, I went and spent a week out away from all of the usual toxins and influences and screens and all of this, and these 5 things I didn't even know were correlated went away. Okay, I still don't know what all that I'm doing in my normal life that's associated with, but I can be pretty sure that it was something that wasn't out there when I was backpacking.